the order of the Board of Public Works for September 2nd, 2025. Number 2, approval of minutes of August 5th, 2025 Board of Public Works meeting. Motion. Do I have a second?
Say it louder so I can hear you. Motion to approve.
Are you hearing us?
Andy, can you hear us?
Andy, can you hear us?
I don't think your mic. I didn't hear. Okay.
I have a motion and a second to approve the last Board of Public Works meeting. Do I have a second? I don't think he's hearing.
I don't think he's hearing you. I said second.
Okay, thanks. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Motion carried. Citizens' comments? We don't have any citizens present. Number 4, request to purchase vehicle to City Assessor's Office presented by Tim Rasmussen, Street Superintendent. Tim?
Good evening. The 701 Internal Service Fund has brought to you tonight the replacement of Asset FL001, which is a 2009 Chevrolet Aveo. It currently has 48,306 miles on it and was used by the City Assessor's Office. The car recently had been decommissioned because of necessary mechanical repairs. We did fill in a temporary solution although that temporary solution does have some additional or some of its own issues that we feel a permanent solution is necessary immediately. The replacement vehicle quoted is a 2026 Chevrolet Trax front-wheel drive, 4-door LS. It's equipped with the base specs. Only the necessary state of Wisconsin bid contract upgrades were added. The attached is the 2025 701 CIP list, along with pictures of the current machine, specifications of the new equipment, and pricing and quotes. We did get prices from VendorNet, which is the state of Wisconsin bid. That vehicle would be supplied by Napleton Chevrolet out of Columbus. The price came in at $21,496.50. That would be utilizing the 2025 701 Internal Service Fund. So staff recommends the Board of Public Works approve the purchase of the 2026 Chevrolet Trax through VendorNet contract with Napleton Chevrolet out of Columbus and authorize the execution of a purchase order.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Andy?
Yeah, Tim, you said it was, the current vehicle is what, 48,000 miles on it, you said?
Yes, the 2009 Aveo has 48,000, just over 48,000 miles on it.
Okay, if you just humor me here, because I'm not a car guy, but that strikes me as a little bit on the low side to replace it. I mean, granted, it's 2009, but 48,000 doesn't like a ton of miles.
And it's not, unfortunately, some of the City Hall vehicles here do have fairly low miles, a lot of in-town travel, and the age of that vehicle, and unfortunately the rust did end its life prior to that mileage being racked up like a traditional vehicle would be leaving town quite often.
Okay. And then, just to make sure I heard you correctly, the new vehicle will be what, 21,000 you said?
Yes, 21,496.50. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Number 6, request to solicit proposal for exploratory work to investigate the source of water leaks at the 2nd Street Community Center basement, presented by Justin Casperson, Park and Rec.
I think you may have skipped did you skip the other one?
Oh, yeah, good.
Number 5, right?
We'll go back to it. We'll take you.
Like, they're both mine, but I'll be up.
Yeah, okay.
We'll start with the Oak Avenue
Okay.
chimney liner. During an inspection at the Oak Avenue Community Center, wet ceiling tiles, as well as other damage was found. It was traced to the liner in the chimney related to the boiler. It was determined by a consultant that you would probably need to install a new chimney liner in that chimney to kind of prevent further damage. Most of the water was attributed to snow melting and leaking in and around that chimney during the winter season and spring season. It took us the summer to figure out where that water was actually coming from. It wasn't easily identifiable, is what I can say, because it's a really old building. And in my next paragraph, it was constructed in 1941. It's a multi-purpose building used for special events, sports, rentals, programs, you name it. All things take place in there, even our elections. So it is a popular community building. The repairs were unplanned and unexpected. Work must begin quickly in order to prepare the building for the upcoming heating season. We're hoping to have the work completed by middle of October so we can get that boiler fired up, which usually by Halloween, everything is heated in our park system and our overall facilities, just getting ready for winter. So what we're looking for tonight is approval to solicit proposals for the installation of a new chimney liner and associated repairs at the Oak Avenue Community Center, with the results be brought back to this board for their consideration.
Motion to
We have
approve.
a motion to approve. Do I have a second? Okay, second. Any discussion?
second.
Anybody have any questions? Oh, Derek,
Took a little bit to get on, apologies.
any questions? Seeing none, hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All
Aye.
those opposed? Motion carries. Now we'll go to the one I skipped before.
This next one is a water leak in the Second Street Community Center building. Over the last several months, not only Park and Recreation staff, but facilities management, city inspection, wastewater, Marshfield Utilities, plumbing companies have been working together to try to identify this water leak in the basement of that building. We've done many things. We rerouted water lines. We did pressure testing on the supply lines. We shut off the water to both mains, the regular main as well as our fire suppression main, and water still leaked. Marshfield Utilities has ran water tests on it. Even though it's uninclusive or unknown what the source is, they realize it's not sewage and it's not rainwater. It's somewhat some of a source water with the Marshfield Utilities. The next steps would be to dig holes into the basement to try to explore where this water is coming from. There's some ideas that we might use drilling some holes to see where water is coming from and working with the plumbing company. But right now we want to solicit proposals for exploratory excavation and investigation work needed to identify the source of the water leak and complete the necessary repairs of the Second Street Community Center. Of course, these were not planned or expected repairs, so we don't really know what we're getting ourselves into because we don't know. With my prior one, a chimney liner, that was easy. We identified the leak source was the chimney liner and fix it. Here, not so easy. So we'll continue to keep abreast to all of various people that have been involved previously as we move through this.
Okay, what's your pleasure?
Motion to approve.
I gotta look at you then. Okay. We have a motion and a second to approve. Are there any questions?
Mike, if I could.
Okay.
I'll let
Yeah.
question.
Okay, I'll go, I guess, a couple here. How disruptive is this project gonna be, the center?
Well, it's ripping up concrete floor and concrete block walls, so pretty disruptive. We're hoping that it's not too disruptive, like noise-wise. It'll be dirty, but we're hopefully can control it or have it in one room down there that's not currently being used. If you're not familiar with the building, there's a staff restroom that was there, part of the library when it was originally there. It's a small, like, toilet, not very large, maybe 3 by 8 size room. We're gonna try to start there and not use the public restrooms at this point.
Okay, and this is mainly for anyone who's not aware, but how bad is the flooding? In other words, like, are you looking at 3 inches of water on the ground there, or what's the impact of the flooding?
It's a continual trickle of water that's coming from the block walls. doesn't actually come from the floor, it leaks and seeps through the block walls themselves.
Keeps the carpet.
It soaks the carpet, soaks the floors. Is causing some mildew issues. Now it's causing some damp issues, starting to smell down there. Mr. Fire's down there on quite a often basis. You can kind of attest to what's going on down there if I'm not describing it correctly.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Go ahead.
This will be kind of unique. What I'm probably going to propose is we do a time and materials estimate. So let's just say it's Reigel's and they say they were going to charge you $100 an hour, but Gaffney says it's going to be $125 an hour. Or Suda says it's going to be $150. I think we'll have to take one of those low numbers because I can't just say, give me a number to fix it because no one has any idea what they're fixing. So the low number may not even be close to what we're actually dealing with. And I think we should just say, what's your hourly rate and a maximum number that we're going to expend at this time? And maybe that hits a threshold of 5,000. Maybe it's a threshold of 10,000. Maybe it's 20,000, whatever that number might be. So this may look a little different because we're not actually able to identify and solve the problem. We have to first identify the problem and using those exploratory measures. So a charge out rate of maybe $100 an hour or $200 an hour, whatever they're going to charge us, would be our best bet. So it's going to look a little differently that we haven't seen normally, if that makes sense.
Derek, you here? Go ahead.
That's a great call out, Justin. And I don't disagree that that's probably the method to go because I think a flat rate's not going to cover it. My one concern that I have, just kind of thinking about this as you mentioned that, I'm like, oh, you're right, there's no like magic number, is what do we do if we get into a situation where this is going to be astronomical to fix? Like what is, obviously we're coming into budget season. Like, I guess basically what I'm saying is like, what's our number that we're like, it's not going to be worth it. That's going to have to sit off on the side. We're going to have to figure out another solve, or it's not going to get fixed.
Well, one of the things
do we kind of know?
I think one of the things we can do is if we can at least ultimately identify the problem. That's one thing, and stop the leak, then we can pause. Right now, the water's still getting into carpet, getting in areas it shouldn't get into. Let's just stop the leak, then we can talk about solutions. Right now, we can't stop the water from leaking in the basement. And if that number is astronomical, and that's a matter of opinion, is 5,000 astronomical? I think it's pretty high, but maybe someone thinks 25,000 is too high. So you guys will have to tell me what your ceiling will be. Maybe that's 5,000 or 10,000 or 15,000. I just don't know what it's going to cost to have someone break in walls and dig into the basement. So.
No, totally agreed. And I think the exploratory measures, I think we're probably going to be good because we want to stop the leak. It was more for me, I was thinking, this body, it's probably going to be a tough sell to be like, okay, what are we using this area for? Are we justifying spending 30 grand to clean it up and fix it at the end? I just know it's probably going to be a tough sell given the season that we're in. And so as long as we're all aligned, I think the goal here is to at least stop the leak and go from there. I think we're on a good path.
Yeah, that's why it's taken us this long to get to this point. We've been trying to identify the source, to identify the solution, but we can't identify the source to identify the solution. So we're kind of stuck. And now we're going to need to invest more time and money into it.
Agreed.
Anybody else?
Justin, can you just remind us what you did previously to try to identify the problem, please?
Personally, I haven't did much. So others who have much more expertise and knowledge than me have done it. But they have, we have ultimately shut off the water to the bathrooms completely. We've rerouted lines because when we shut off the water to those bathrooms, they also shut off the bathrooms to other parts of the building. So we couldn't just shut it off because in those parts of the building were not functional. So we've had to reroute water lines. We even ran pressure testing on those lines. So to see if there was actually loss of pressure there. And then we've shut off the water main for the building. All this is difficult to do when the building's used 7 days a week, almost all the time. So you have to find certain gaps in the schedule to do this. We even closed our offices sometimes to try to do this. And we use the library restrooms for our staff on those days. We've had utilities down there doing leak detection testing. They also shut off the water at the curb to see if there's any leak between there and the building. We had Suda there to look at it. They were just there doing our cross-connection testing, but I asked them to take a look at it. They didn't know. Wastewater ran some exploratory camera footage down there and didn't find anything. I'm trying to think of everything else that we've done. Recently, we just shut off the fire suppression probably 2 weeks ago to the building to see if it was somehow the fire suppression line leaking somewhere, which no one said it probably was because it would set off some sort of alarm. And well, it didn't leak. And I mean, it continued to leak, but we shut it off and that didn't result in anything. So we don't know why it's leaking. We're just actually hoping it's a faulty line and not like a spring or something that's going to be like the Alderman Werman said, like astronomically crazy to fix. And this hasn't been a problem before in the other library. So this is new to us and new to the city.
Thank you.
And I've talked to everybody that's come and going, and they're all just, they don't get it.
Yeah, it's not as easy as shutting the water off in the bathroom.
Scratching their head, they don't have a clue. Well, I don't know, Light don't. They've had more, they've been down there more looking to, they must have a big bill just for the people that are working there.
So far, we haven't been billed, but.
No, yeah, Derek?
Yeah, it just made me think of one other question. Are any of these lines tied to the new library plumbing system? Like, it sounds like we've done a lot in the existing building. I'm just curious if any of it is tied there. Like, hypothetically, if you shut off the water to the Second Street Community Center, but it's still flowing from the library, I didn't know if there was anything connected that could possibly be doing that, and if we've explored that. I could be totally off base, but just thought of it as a possibility.
Yeah, we've looked at that. The water comes off of Maple for that building. This water comes off of Second Street, so they're not close to each other. I wish that was a solution. I desperately would hope some of these, hopefully someone else comes up with something before they break ground.
Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Did you say yes or no?
Oh, sorry, I said aye. Don't know if you could hear me.
Yeah, we got you. Andy, what was yours? I didn't.
And here,
Aye.
okay, that's a, aye. Okay. All those in favor, or say aye. No, nobody against? Moving on. Any other items for future agendas? Seeing none? Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
Aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned.